Today I will be speaking to a student's mom who is a consumer of ABA services about an intervention I created for her son, Ted. Ted is a 7-year-old male in 2nd grade. We will begin that right now. The intervention for Ted is going to teach him how to solve problems with other students independently. Often he has difficulty solving problems on his own, and this leads him to tattletale and alienate himself from others. So his peers end up viewing him as immature. Large part of it is due to the tattling. So while creating this intervention, I aligned Ted's goals to fit with the professional and ethical compliance code for behavior analysts. And these are just a list of rules that behaviorists comply with, and it's just to ensure that all of our clients are receiving the best possible treatment that is specific to each client. In this case, this is a special intervention I made just for Ted. And so I created this for him with the hope that when it is done, he is going to become more independent with regard to solving problems independently. So the intervention that I've created for Ted complies with the ethical compliance code in several ways. So the first one is the treatment intervention efficacy, and that is right here. And it just states that I'm an advocate for Ted's success and I will only be implementing procedures that are scientifically supported. So another code I want to bring your attention to is 3.03b. And this section just states that prior to conducting an assessment for Ted, I gained your consent. And this was the permission that you signed last week. And this is just to ensure that while I'm working with Ted, you understand exactly what I'm doing, and I will keep you more informed on this once we move forward with the intervention. One of the questions that you asked me was, how am I going to teach this to Ted? So during the intervention, I'm going to give Ted instructions and rules on how to problem solve when he is on the playground. So within this instructions and rules, I will use a technique called chaining to teach Ted how to problem solve. So in chaining, the complex task, which in our case would be the ability to problem solve, is broken down into smaller pieces so that Ted is able to master one step at a time until he reaches the end. So I'm going to use this to teach him the behavior. So for example, he will be taught step 1 and then he is able to practice it. Then he will move to step 2 and then I will teach him again step 2 and he will be able to practice it. Then he will be able to move to step 3, etc., etc. So another question you asked me was where the intervention will take place, and this will be on the playground where most of the problem solving needs to happen. You also asked me who else would be helping with the intervention, and that is myself and the education specialist who will be supporting Ted.